Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hammer Down Creations. This is Golf Cart Build episode number 4. So in this episode, we're going to remove the motor controller, and then also do some cleaning and painting on the frame. Unfortunately, I did lose the footage of the actual painting of the frame, but we'll do a quick rundown of that afterwards. So stick around. So I was thinking about doing the suspension first, but I think that because I don't have the shocks yet, I'll probably just go ahead and get the old motor and motor controller removed. That way it will also be a little bit easier for me to move the axle around once I get the leaf springs unattached from the axles. So first things first, I think I'm going to pop this cover off right here. I did watch the video on the Plum Quick YouTube channel. It was very informative, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this one off. I think there's some other unnecessary wires in here that we could probably get rid of. So this is a 10mm bolt right here. Alright, there's a small wire down here for the run toe switch. So you just press that little tab right there, pull it right off. Wires don't look to be in too bad a shape, or the connectors that connect them. Some of the cables running back to the, looks like to the battery, might be a little rusted on those terminals, but I think we got all new hardware that runs to the solenoid. Oh, that cable has a big cut in it. Alright, well, let's start taking this apart. I'm gonna go grab that adapter cable, see where I need to hook things up. So this is the, let's see, get that focused in there. So this is the adapter cable that I ordered from the Plum Quick website. It's for a 36 volt to 48 volt for the PDS. So I'm gonna pop these off of here just to see which one goes to where. This looks like it might be like a main harness. No, that one doesn't fit. That runs back to the motor. That must be the speed controller for it. So maybe this one's unused or goes to something else. I'll have to find that out. Alright, let's pop these two off. Let's see where they run to. Looks like those also run back to the motor. This one definitely runs back. Alright, let's go ahead and pop these other ones off here. Cut this zip tie down here so we can start pulling stuff back to the motor. Yeah, so this wiring harness right here looks like it runs up forward. That one right to the battery. And this one goes to the battery. So this must be positive to the battery. The other one was negative right into the battery. Alright, so all these run back to the motor. Just pop those off later. And hold on to that. It's like a little diode. They said we don't reuse that. These posts aren't very clearly labeled, so we might have to look that up and see what goes where. We'll go ahead and pop this old solenoid off of here, maybe. This cable runs out to the original charger, which I don't think we'll need that at all. Now I'll pop this cover off of here. Actually, let's take this guy off first. Take this solenoid off. Oh, maybe not. This thing just stuck on there. Yep. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of wire brush before I throw the new Navitas motor controller on there. So as far as the solenoid goes, I'm gonna pull this old one off of here. I might reuse this bracket. It looks like there might be somewhere that I can mount it just for to the motor controller. It's perfect. I think this orientation, we can have it facing where the prongs are facing towards the motor controller. All right, then we'll just set this off to the side for now. So for the run toe switch, now we got to pull this off of here. The new Navitas controller mount does have an extra bracket that this can attach to off to the side. So I'll try to keep it somewhat near the factory location, or maybe just put it down a little bit lower. Just screws right off, pops out of there, and again we'll just hold on to this for now, set it off to the side until we're ready to throw everything back together. So I was being dumb earlier. This run toe switch actually just clips in right here to this adapter that goes to the factory wiring harness. So we'll just set that on there, and then got the single connector right there that runs to the motor controller. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull this motor out of here. I'm sure it's about to be heavy. I know we got to reuse these bolts that run into the side here. I think there's 3 of them. One right here, one on the top, one down in the back. I'll pull the one in the back off first, and then probably this one right here so I can hold the cable so we can lift this thing out of here. Well, I guess it's not going to fall if it's stuck on the splines at all. Oh yeah, she's on there. Might have to give this thing a little tap. All right, let's see if this works. Nope. All right, let's try this again. Jeez. Well, you can see why it wasn't coming off there. Thing's quite rusty. All right, let's pull it out. I'm gonna try and clean these threads up just a little bit. Like I said, they were pretty rusty. I know the new motor has a little bit of grease on the inside because I stuck my finger all in it. Whew, I'm still sweating from pulling that thing off. As you could tell, the size of my hammer got bigger and bigger, and then I had to get the pry bar and then get a second pry bar and some more hammering, but it eventually came off. It doesn't look too bad. So as you can see, there is some rust here on the rear bumper. Obviously some rust on the leaf springs, but those are all getting swapped out. A little bit on the axles, and then the battery frame up there, plus where the rear seats mount up right there. That rear cross member a little bit. Like I said, the battery tray right there. So I think I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of wire brush real quick. Then take it outside, probably leaf blow it off. A couple more spots down there. And then I might just throw some quick Rust-Oleum paint on there to, one, make it look a little bit better, and then two, hopefully prevent any more rust from getting on here. Well, there it is, a little bit sanded down with the wire brush. I would have liked to get a little bit more out of the pressure washing, but for some reason it kept shutting off on me. So we'll go with this for now, get a little bit of black paint on there, and then start working on the suspension. Well, you probably won't believe it, but my phone died recording me hitting this thing with some spray paint. As you can see, it pretty much just hit everything. About 2 cans of spray paint, just cleaning everything up. I didn't spray the leaf springs because obviously those are getting replaced. Kind of did a little bit of navy painting. So once for dust, twice for rust. But everything that was a little bit rusty or faded, scratched up, it's got a little bit of coat of paint on it. Did the rocker panels all the way up here in the front. Then kind of sprayed everywhere down there except for the steering shaft there. But sprayed the front leaf springs. Touched up a couple of spots up here that had a little bit of rust on it just to prevent any further rust. Same thing. Rocker panels on this side. I put the cover back on for this heat shrink right here. But yeah, turned out all right. I think go ahead and get jacked up and at least do the rear suspension for now. The shocks will be here tomorrow, so we'll be able to throw those on. I know for the driver's side, shock has to be removed to get the 5 kilowatt Navita's motor into it anyways, so we'll go ahead and just pull the shocks off now and then throw them on when they get here tomorrow. All right, so that's going to do it for episode 4. Today we cleaned up the frame a little bit. Next episode is going to be the install of the motor and motor controller. And then following that, we're going to move on to the rest of the suspension install. Hammer Down Creations out.